What is up, guys? Wraec here with a new video, and today I want to talk about the season store, and it's not for any reason. It is because today is the day many people will get to the Abyssal Essence, 48,000 season tokens. You can see I already bought it. The reason for that is this is the second time that I record this video, because in the first time I chose the wrong recording mode and it looked horrible. So yeah, this is a thing. 48,000 season tokens. It seemed like such a great buy when you see it, because this is a very rare item. Everything else that is in here is kind of common drops from the game. They put the heroes from last season, the rate up heroes from last season in here. We have Alsa, we have Ludovic, Soren and Ulmus. Of course, some of them are very great, but the question now arises, should you really buy this Abyssal Essence? And you can see I did for demonstration purposes. Even though it's not that spectacular, and I made my decision in that sense. But should you do the same? Is this Abyssal Essence even that great? What is it even? Well, it is an item that immediately upgrades an exclusive equipment from 20 to 25, and if you already have a few levels upgraded on it, well, then it will give you Twilight Essence in return. So, this item costs 48,000 season tokens, which is an immense price. And the question now arises, is this even worth it? Is this such a great buy that you would say, well, I definitely need to get this, and I definitely need to have this? So, this is Fresto. Fresto on my account has a plus 25 weapon. Was this worth it? Well, the thing is, if you upgrade a hero from plus 20 to plus 25, it's the same for every single hero, you get more stats on the weapon. We can see it here on Odie, he's level plus 20, so 5-star. 32.5% HP, etc. You have some attack speed, you have some crit, def penetration. Those stats, you only get them till level 8. So what we get right now is fist def, is magic def, is HP and attack. So how much do we get? Well, you can see it right here. It's 0.5% on every single stat. And you can also see the button where you would use an Abyssal Essence if you had one. 0.5% per stat is actually not a whole lot. It is actually very, very small amount. On my Fresto, I have the exact stats of the increase. So if we take a look at that, before I upgraded this to plus 20, the values of those stats HP was only at 4,145 million. So we have a 48 million increase, about 1%. For attack, the upgrade was from 256 million to 259 million. Super small. And for fist def and magic def, from 106 million to 107 million. And I think many people overglorify how many stats it really is. It's about a 1% increase. The question now arises, is this even of any importance? Well, in reality, probably not really. At least in most situations where a bit of RNG involved, this is a minor factor. Can it still be important? Well, if we take a look at the place, for example, where we got the first Abyssal Essence, Zed Sahara, a boss where we did many attacks to super optimize the last bit of damage we want to have. Or Dream Realm, where with the end of the season, the scores in the rankings, especially in the district ranking, gets closer and closer together. Just look at how many people already here have 62,000 million. 62, 62, 62, then we get into 61, then 60, and there are many people that are fairly close together. Not me, I'm way behind them. No, I just didn't do many attacks yet, but this is really the key. You want to do many attacks, you want to get the best RNG, and then even minor things become important, because you get minor increases, and that might give you 1, 2, 3, 4 more places. So there is really the place where your Abyssal Essence get important, and Zed Sahara was the same. We did even more attacks there to get the super optimal bit where you get like 1 million more than before and you were happy about it. So that was really the thing. Other than that, in many aspects of the game, it will probably not decide, for example, if you beat an AFK stage. If you beat a PvP match or win a PvP match, well, you might be lucky and it will give you this 1% more attack that you needed to defeat the enemy, but the likelihood is that something like whether or not your attack is a crit will be vastly more important and outshine this minor upgrade. How much Tidal Essence, how much Twilight Essence do you even save from upgrading with this method? So let's maybe take a look at Talene. Talene right now is plus 20. If we wanted to upgrade this to 21, it first shows us a very meager 50 or very small 50 that this would cost. It is not really a whole lot. But we can see right now I have 546 Twilight Essence at the moment. Let's see how much it leaves me when we do the upgrade like this. Upgrade exclusive equipment +1. Now it's already at 100, 125 and 150. So this just brought me down from 546, and we can't see it here anymore. That is nice. They hide my shame. No, it's not. To 46. So it cost us 500 Twilight Essence. Insane amount. Super low increase. Basically not worth it. The amount that you need, by the way, from +15 to +20 is just 125 Twilight Essence for basically the same stat increase. In percent compared to the total stats, of course, 20 to 25 is way worse. What other options are there? I mean, for many, what I've just shown is a big discouragement to even buy this Abyssal Essence because there are other options. Well, the other options are, of course, to go for either the conversions to the other currencies or to go for heroes. The reality is you will have probably have to take a mixed approach because take a look at that. You just have 350 times 10, so 3,500 season tokens you can convert into dream fragments within a month. Many won't do it within the first month, many saved up. So right now this is your start. Maybe you will have 1 month left to do it, maybe you will have 2 or 3 depending on the season start, but won't give you enough time if you have 48,000 now to convert all of your season tokens into dream fragments. Is it still interesting? Well, let's just assume this limit wouldn't exist, so we get a perspective. The perspective is that on the first hand, it seems like those heroes, those A tiers, cost the same as the Dream Store A tiers because, well, it costs 1,200, costs 1,200 here, but we have a conversion ratio. So 10 season tokens are worth 15 Dream Fragments, which means those heroes are actually way more expensive. It's the equivalent of costing 1,800 Dream Fragments. So 1,800 versus 1,200 is a way better comparison. Let's assume you have 48,000 season tokens right now. You would be able to convert all of those to Dream Fragments at this ratio. This would actually bring you to 72,000 Dream Fragments. 72,000 Dream Fragments, if we got copies from that right here, would be 60 copies. 60 copies. Let's just assume you did it over 4 months and converted it. You could get 60 copies of OD. If you don't have OD on your account yet, that would actually bring you to Supreme, with 4 more copies needed to go to Supreme Plus. That is very nice. A Supreme Plus hero basically just from that. And honestly, if I could decide between a Supreme Plus hero of a hero that I don't own and this meager stat upgrade, well, it's definitely Supreme Plus hero. So this gives us some perspective on the value of this conversion. The value of this conversion is pretty good. We are limited in it, however. So we can just convert 3,500 season tokens per month into this, which is a nice thing. It's still a pretty cool thing to do. And something that even I would consider because it brings me closer to the next Paragon level. So it's pretty nice. Then we take a look at the arena tokens, now that we have established that this is a good choice, actually. Arena tokens, arena coins, we have a much bigger conversion pool. It is still 10, so it's the same conversion, basically. Again, we find the same scheme. 9,600 is also the usual cost in arena coins for a hero. They put 9,600 here as well. The reality is, again, those are much more expensive. If we convert this season token cost into arena coin cost, we find ourselves at 14,400 arena coins for either Alsa or Ludovic, compared to the 9,600 that we have here. So the question is always the same with Dream Store and Dream Store conversion. Is it really worth it for you to get those copies, or is Alsa or Ludovic maybe a hero that would rot on your account anyway? And that, that is a yes, and this is the thing, you might want to consider if those aren't heroes that are more important to you. Those aren't heroes that you care more about for. Cassidy saw a lot of play this season. We made a whole tier list for both the Dream Store and the Guild Store or the Arena Store heroes, so you can find those on my channel. And many of those heroes did very well. We saw Heaven, we saw Rowan in a team. All of the Lightbearer teams include Rowan, so that's a great hero to get. Some of the other heroes like Brian, for example, still see a lot of play. People love Cessia. For the rest, I don't have a lot of love, but you should at least have a copy of Brutus. So there are some heroes here that are definitely worth getting. And if you can't get enough arena coins to get all of the stellar crystals, well, you have other problems, but it might still solve it. And so this is really the question that you have to ask yourself. Is it worth paying 50% more to get this specific hero? And my opinion, Alsa, maybe. Ludovic, probably not. Soren, definitely not. Ulmus, yes. This is my opinion on it. Ulmus is such a great hero. On Mythic Plus, once you get him to that point, he really shines. He really shines. He is such a great hero in PvE. And I find myself, when somebody asks for help clearing a stage, I find myself oftentimes looking for Ulmus. And if I find a Mythic Plus Ulmus on this account, I think it gets a little bit easier. And you saw him play with many teams. We saw him play with like the Iron Temesia comp, chaining CC, because what he does is, once an enemy is knocked down, knocked into the air, or otherwise displaced, he binds him to the ground, deals some damage, and basically extends the duration of the CC, this knockdown CC, by 2 seconds. And 2 seconds doesn't seem a lot. It is so impactful. Sometimes ending entire matches for you without even the enemy one time dealing any damage to your heroes. So great hero. One of the heroes in the Wilder faction that is really good. What a surprise that he's in the Wilder faction. Who would have thought? But this is one of the heroes that I think is good to go for. So what does that leave us with? Well, we have a nice opportunity here to go for Ulmus. At the same time, the Abyssal Essence, I mean, if you are a whale and you considered spending to get Twilight Essence, it is probably better for you to go this, because the value we get from the game, or the cost that is associated with buying Twilight Essence, is actually horrible. It is actually horrible. Let's take a look at that. Congrats on reaching Season AFK stage 2900. By the way, bloody hell, that is way further than I am. This pack is what you will get. 1250 Dragon Crystals right here, and another 1250 right here. So 2,500 overall. And this will give you the very, very grand total of 125 Twilight Essence, plus of course we get some Temporal Essence, which is nice, but this is like the overall that you get. 125, we said that's enough to upgrade a hero from 15 to 20, from 20 to 25, 500. So we would need to buy this pack, which we can't do of course, but this would be what we need. We would need to buy this 4 times to get enough Twilight Essence to upgrade a hero from 20 to 25. Which makes me seem even more stupid that I did this just for demonstration purposes for this video, but it is what it is, all for the show. And you would spend 10,000 Dragon Crystals for it, which is roughly, well, let's give you a ballpark number, around 350 USD, around that. So 350 USD, or you buy Abyssal Essence if that is your choice. And you really, really, really want to upgrade a hero from 20 to 25, go for it. For everybody else, probably not worth it. It's probably not worth it. Great, get your Dream Fragments, because those are great. Maybe get some arena coins if there's a hero you want. Get your Ulmus copies, and you're probably better off, in my opinion. So, that being said, I hope that made your decision a little bit easier. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and a comment maybe, and definitely a subscription, because those help me the most. And other than that, I wish you a great day, and we'll see us in the next one.